Good day, everyone. Today is Thursday, August 6th. Time for our daily devotional from the book of Proverbs. We go to chapter 6 today. We're going to read verse 25 and 26. I encourage you to read the entire chapter. This chapter is warning you about the dangers of sin and avoiding sinful temptations, and it uses the metaphor of an adulterous woman again and a prostitute. So it says, verses 25 and 26, do not lust in your heart for her beauty, and do not let her captivate you with her alluring eyes. For on account of a prostitute is one brought down to a loaf of bread. But the wife of another man preys on your precious life. Obviously, the warning about adultery, the physical act of adultery, and that is dangerous. When a person is intimate with another person, the body releases certain chemicals, bonding chemicals, and these chemicals are intended in your body to draw you closer to the person that you're being intimate with, which it releases these chemicals, endorphins, that make being with that other person feel so good. So that you want to feel those endorphins again, so you want to be with them, and it draws two people together, which is great in a marriage relationship. You want to be together more, you want to be intimate more, so it's meant for that. But the problem is that when you take it out of the context of a long-term relationship, you will feel the work of those chemicals, whether in a lifelong relationship or not. And you see things like that played out in movies like Basic, Fatal Attraction. Fatal Attraction is the movie that I'm thinking of. Michael Douglas and Glenn Close, where she has an affair with the man and she becomes obsessed with him and she can't let him go, and she stalks him and hunts him and attempts to harm his family because that chemical has been released in her and it has made her unhinged. And that does that to men and women. You hear a man who gets involved with a woman and she breaks it off and he stalks her and does all kinds of terrible things because if he can't have her, no one can have her. This is what happens when we do that in the physical. But as always, when we're using these metaphors like physical relationships, there's also the allegorical use here, that metaphor that sin is a beautiful woman, a beautiful man, a handsome man, that tempts you, that draws you. Come lie with me. My bed is fresh. My husband's away. My wife is home. It wants to draw you in, and then when it's got you, it doesn't want to let go. And I can use the illustration of an honest police officer doing his job, and a mob guy. Let's just do the mob guy. Can be a cartel or a gang or anything else, but we'll do the generic mob guy. Wants the police officer to do him a favor. It's not a big deal. It's something small. It's innocent. It's not legal, but it's harmless. And he wants harmless information. He wants something that's not going to affect anybody, and he offers you something substantial for it, a favor or something, and you follow through. Well, they come back later, and you think that you're free and clear. They want you to do another favor. Oh no, and it's more serious this time. It's a little more illegal. And you say, well, I'm not going to do that. And then they tell you, well, then we're just going to have to let your superior know what you did for us before. See, they're going to be more interested in what they do to you than what they do to us. Crooked cop, that's bad. So they'll go right after you. They'll drop full weight of the law on top of you. Not me. So they force you to do that second thing. That's not the end of it. They come back again with something even more illegal and probably even dangerous to somebody. And you have to do it because now you're in too deep. And in order to protect yourself, you give them what they want. And you're trapped. You have become a loaf of bread that everybody takes a bite out of. This is what happens. Sin draws you in. Harmless fun. But the more you stay, the worse it gets. And before you know it, you're a loaf of bread. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe. If you've got a question about this or any other subject, drop me an email, methodistdave@gmail.com, and I'll do my best to answer your question. Until tomorrow, please be good to each other.